Hello students, hope you all are doing good. Here I am discussing part 4 of chapter 6, life processes. So the life process which we will discuss in this lecture is transportation. Transportation means the traveling or the transport of different materials. It may be talking about food, it may be water, or it may be oxygen. Okay, that transport in the body, whether it is in animals or in plants. So in today's lecture, we will focus on transportation in humans. So in humans, what we are talking about here is transportation of oxygen. Okay, that is the main thing we'll be talking about. We'll be talking about human heart. So to begin with, what is blood? We all know blood is the red fluid which is present in our body, and it contains RBCs, red blood cells, white blood cells, and it is a fluid connective tissue. Connective tissue because it connects the various organs, various tissues, and it is fluid in nature. And it contains fluid medium that is called plasma. And this plasma contains certain cells, like I told you, RBCs, WBCs, platelets, okay? And a very important pigment it contains, that is hemoglobin. It is a respiratory pigment, means it carries oxygen, as we had seen in respiratory system also, that oxygen binds to hemoglobin and then it is transported in different parts of the body. So heart is our main pumping organ. Then coming to blood vessels include different tube-like structures through which oxygen will be transported. So these vessels can be arteries, veins and capillaries. What are these? We will see in the further slides. Talking about humans, the human heart is four-chambered, means we have four compartments. We have two auricles and two ventricles. These are the parts what we are talking about. When I will tell you the diagram, then it will be more clear. So the transportation system, you can say, the transportation system in humans include blood, heart, blood vessels, and you can talk about that the human heart is four-chambered. Now firstly, let us see what are arteries and what are veins. Okay, before we understand human heart, it is important to understand what is the function of an artery and what is the function of vein. So artery, children, it is the blood vessel which carries blood away from the heart. Okay, and veins, they carry blood towards the heart. So this you have to remember, that arteries are the blood vessels which are carrying blood away from the heart, and veins are carrying blood towards heart. Okay, then generally arteries, they carry oxygenated blood except for pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery actually is the artery which connects the heart and lungs. Okay, that is why wherever, children, word pulmonary comes, means it is related with lungs. Okay, then veins, they carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein, means again the vein that connects lung and heart. Now what is this oxygenated and deoxygenated blood? Again, in biology I told you, split the terms. Oxygenated means which is rich in oxygen, the blood that contains oxygen, and deoxygenated means that lacks oxygen. Clear? Now in arteries, the blood flows generally under high pressure. Can you tell me why under high pressure? Because this vessel, this artery, they carry blood away from the heart. They have to carry it to different parts of the body. That is why the blood flows under high pressure. And veins, because it has to carry blood from different parts of the body towards the heart it is carrying. That is why the blood flows under low pressure. See, in the heart, the pressure of the blood will be more as compared to in other tissues. So that is why artery has to carry blood away from the heart, means it takes the blood from heart to different parts of the body. That is why it flows under high pressure. Now because the in arteries the blood is flowing under high pressure, they have thick and elastic walls, whereas veins have thin walls. Similarly, because the blood is flowing under high pressure in arteries, they do not have valves. Now what are valves? Actually valves, I'll just give you one example. Suppose there is a door. Okay, if there would not be a stopper, okay, we say na, if we want to open a door and we want to keep it open, there has to be a stopper below the door. Yes, if that stopper will not be there, then what will happen? The door, if we open it, it will immediately close. So to stop the door at one place, you can say, we have a stopper attached. Similarly, valves are there, which are attached to the blood vessel. So in artery, again, the blood is flowing under high pressure, so there is no need of valves. But in veins, what is happening? Blood is flowing under low pressure. So valves are present, so that because the blood is under low pressure, so that it doesn't backflow. See, suppose this is a vein, okay, and blood is flowing under low pressure. Chances can be that blood can, just go this way also. So to prevent this, there are valves. Valves mean like this. Suppose this is an artery, there are valves. So if the blood has passed this, it will close. Again, if it has passed this passage, it will close. So the blood will not be able to go back. Okay. Now coming to human heart. See, here I have drawn myself a very simplified diagram of human heart to make you understand the concept. So firstly, I think it is clear that artery is a blood vessel which carries the blood away from heart, and veins carry blood towards heart. Okay. Now here you can see the 4 compartments which I was talking about. Yes, this is auricle, or atrium also it is called, and these are ventricles. Okay. So this is the left part of the heart, and this is the right part of the heart. All right. Now just see over here. We will begin with the left side. From this pulmonary vein, can you see? Actually, these pulmonary veins are coming from lungs. Where from they are coming? They are coming from lungs. So lungs, children, they contain oxygen or not? Yes. So oxygenated blood. Listen again. Oxygenated blood from lungs means blood containing oxygen. That is taken up by which vein? Pulmonary vein. So pulmonary vein will take this oxygenated blood and it will reach which part? Left atrium. So left side of the heart is getting oxygenated blood or deoxygenated? It is getting oxygenated blood. So from the lungs, these pulmonary veins, they will take oxygenated blood and it will reach left atrium. Now when the left atrium will contract, then this blood will be transported to this left ventricle, and then atrium will relax. So see, there is contraction and relaxation of heart muscles going on. When left atrium will contract, then this blood will reach here. Okay. Now when left ventricle will contract, then this blood will move. Can you see? It will be pushed through this artery, which is the largest artery, aorta. Okay. Now from here, it is pushed away from the heart. Can you see? So this is an artery, clear, away from the heart, artery. So this aorta is the largest artery and it carries blood to all the parts of the body. Clear? So once again, from the lungs, pulmonary veins, they are taking oxygenated blood. It reaches left atrium. Then when left atrium contracts, then blood is transported to left ventricle. When left ventricle contracts, it is pushed or transported through aorta to the different parts of the body. Clear? So in left side, there is oxygenated blood. Now coming to the right side of the heart. Can you see over here? Superior vena cava. See, these are the veins actually. Inferior vena cava. See if the spellings are not clear. Superior and inferior vena cava. These are veins which are present in the right part of the heart. Okay. So these are carrying deoxygenated blood. What they are carrying, children? Deoxygenated blood. From where? From tissues, from different parts of the body. They will bring the deoxygenated blood and it will reach where? Right atrium. Okay. When right atrium will contract, this will be transported to right ventricle. And when right ventricle contracts, this will go to something called as pulmonary artery. Okay. So the deoxygenated blood will reach pulmonary artery, and this pulmonary artery is connected to lungs. Clear? So this cycle will go on. Now pulmonary artery is bringing deoxygenated blood to lungs, So lungs will put oxygen in it, it will become oxygenated, and again pulmonary veins will bring the blood. So 2 times blood is pumping. From here oxygenated, from here deoxygenated. Okay, so to make it more clear, I will just shift to the next slide. This type of diagram is given in your NCERT. So can you now figure out here? See, this is the left part, okay, and we have to begin with pulmonary vein. So from lungs, the pulmonary vein will take the oxygenated blood. It will reach the side, and further through aorta, it will reach to different parts of the body. Then when we talk about right side, the right side, from here veins are there, superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Means these are the veins which will bring deoxygenated blood from upper parts of the body, and this will bring deoxygenated blood from lower parts of the body. Now when it is reached over here, then where it is going? It is going to pulmonary artery, this side, okay, this side, this is the path. So it is going to pulmonary artery, and now pulmonary artery is containing deoxygenated blood. So this will be connected to the lungs. Now here the blood will be oxygenated and then carried again by pulmonary vein. So this cycle is going on. Clear? Again, from the next slide, I think it will be more clear. See, here we are showing heart, okay. This red part shows the left side of the heart, and right is this blue part is showing right part. Now this red means oxygenated blood, okay. Red color represents oxygenated blood, and blue region, it represents deoxygenated blood. Again children, oxygenated means blood which is rich in oxygen. Deoxygenated means blood that lacks oxygen, means oxygen is absent over here, less oxygen is there. So red part is oxygenated blood, showing oxygenated blood, and blue is showing deoxygenated blood. Clear? Now let us begin from here. See, this part, this is the pulmonary vein, and this is showing actually lungs, okay, connection with the lungs. That is why word is used pulmonary circuit. Means there are two things. Blood is flowing from lungs to heart. This passage is called pulmonary circuit, okay. And when the blood moves from heart to lungs, this passage is called systemic circuit, okay. Pulmonary circuit means from lungs to heart, and systemic means from heart to lungs. Clear? Now see, just look at the red part first. Now from the lungs, from the lung capillaries, okay, capillaries are very thin, we will discuss. So from the lung capillaries, what is happening? This is pulmonary vein, okay. This pulmonary vein is bringing oxygenated blood. Clear? Now this oxygenated blood is then transferred to the lungs through which part? Through aorta. Clear? So just see over here, from the lungs the oxygenated blood is coming and it is reaching the left part. From the left part again, can you see this passage? Again to the lungs the blood is going through aorta, okay. Actually to different parts over here, not through the lungs, apart from lungs, to different parts also of the body. Then coming to the right side, in the right side you can see that this is the vena cava, means the veins which are connected to body tissues. So from there deoxygenated blood will come, and where it is going? It is going to the lungs again. Through which part? Through pulmonary artery. It will go to the lungs, it will get oxygenated, again it is coming over here, okay. Clear? So if in you can say simplified terms, I can say from lungs oxygenated blood is coming to the heart by pulmonary vein. From pulmonary vein it is going to the left part of the heart, then it is going to what? To aorta, and then going to lungs and different parts of the body. Clear? Coming to the right side, from in the right side vena cava are there which will bring deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body. Where it is going? To right side of the heart, again by pumping, where it will go? To pulmonary artery, and pulmonary artery will give the deoxygenated blood to lungs so that it gets oxygenated, and again this cycle. This is how it is connected. Clear? Lungs, pulmonary vein, left part, aorta, different parts. Right side when we are talking about vena cava, right side, pulmonary artery going to lungs, and again these lungs are connected by pulmonary vein, and this cycle will go on. Clear? Then coming to capillaries, as it was shown, this structure is capillary. It connects artery and vein, and these are 1 cell thick, means like a cell in micrometers. And these are the smallest vessels having very thin walls. So basically it helps in exchange of material between blood and surrounding cells, and generally it joins to form vein like we have seen. Okay. Now some important concepts while we were discussing human heart. Ventricles, they have thick muscular walls. Why? Because they have to pump blood to various organs. That is why it has to be muscular. Secondly, valves are also present in the heart which ensure that the blood doesn't flow backwards. Okay, because there is contraction and relaxation of muscles, so the blood should not flow backward. Then very important term for your boards, double circulation, means when the blood goes through the heart twice during each cycle. Okay, how the blood is going twice? I told you, once from lungs it is oxygenated blood, and second time it is from different parts of the body deoxygenated blood. So in left side it is oxygenated, in right side it is deoxygenated. So heart is pumping 2 types of blood. So 2 times the heart has to pump during each cycle. That is why it is called double circulation. Now what do you think that why we have 4-chambered heart, or why the 4-chambered heart is advanced heart we call? Because first of all, it prevents mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Yes, because proper compartments are there. Then efficient supply of oxygen to the body, because see, the body has to meet the energy requirements. Yes, and we also have to maintain our body temperature. So for this we should have sufficient supply of oxygen. So because of this mechanism that our heart is connected to the lungs, so through this process high efficiency of oxygen is there in our body. Now coming to fish, do you know they have only 2 chambers? So only single circulation is there, and only oxygenated blood from the gills is transported to different parts of the body. There is no concept of deoxygenated blood through the gills. So the fish has this 2-chambered heart, and it maintains its temperature by this circulation. Now there are few terms at the end of the lecture. One is platelets. Platelets are again the cells which are there in blood. What is their function? You can see over here in blood we have RBCs, WBCs and platelets. And what it does, it helps in clotting of the blood. So by chance if somebody is having an injury, okay, so it will prevent the excessive leakage of fluids, because it will start clotting the blood. It will stop the flow of blood. Okay. Otherwise what will happen? That if excessive leakage is there, then blood pressure loss will be there. Yes. And the pumping system also, our heart will start collapsing. So these platelets, what they will do, they will clot the blood, they will prevent any leakage, and also they will make sure that our pumping system works efficiently. Then blood pressure, BP. In short form, in our daily life we use these terms. So blood pressure is what? It is the pressure exerted by blood. Where? In the heart, against the vessels, blood vessels we are talking about. There are arteries, there are veins. So when the blood is flowing through these blood vessels, so what pressure it is exerting on the walls of these vessels, that is blood pressure. Now these machines you might have seen. Yes, this is the latest machine, the digital BP machine. So what it does, the instrument is called as sphygmomanometer. Manometer means measuring of pressure, any instrument that measures pressure, and sphygmo means pulse. So here actually we are calculating our pulse rate. Yes, so the pressure can be of 2 types. One is systolic pressure, other is diastolic pressure. So you might have heard, like if somebody is having BP, so you say 120 by 80 or 100 by 70, like this. So it is measured in mmHg, millimeter Hg, and systole means relaxed pressure. Diastole means relaxed pressure, and systoles means contracted pressure. Means there is contraction and relaxation, right? So when the heart is relaxed, at that time what pressure is there? It should be 80. And when the heart is contracted, that is systolic pressure. So when it is contracted, the pressure is 120. So this is the normal BP. Means when our heart muscles are contracted, it should be 120, it should measure, and when it is relaxed, then it should be 80. So generally it is measured as 120 by 80. Lastly, there is a fluid which is called as lymph. Lymph is nothing but tissue fluid, okay, fluid present in the tissues. It contains plasma, proteins and blood cells. Most importantly, it is colorless. So if somebody asks you what is the difference between blood and lymph, you can say blood is fluid connective tissue and lymph is tissue fluid. And moreover, lymph doesn't contain RBCs and it is colorless. Also, when excess fluid is there, it will drain out in lymphatic vessels, in fluids, in blood. And what important other function is there? That it carries digested and absorbed fats from the intestine. So take home messages that lymph and blood are two different things. Lymph is the tissue fluid, blood is the fluid connective tissue. And lymph generally it is containing plasma, proteins, and in blood cells generally it contains WBCs.